Hi, from Zoans. Today we are going to talk about linear phase EQ and linear phase multiband compressor. So, what is a linear phase EQ? As we have seen in the previous video, I was talking about what happens when you change phase to a sound. And when you put different sounds together, is not always you make 2 plus 2 makes 4, but the shape, if the shape is negative, you can obtain a different sound. For example, with Citrus, I've created a sawtooth. The sound is this, and if I activate another oscillator with the same sawtooth but inverted in phase, okay, I have no sound. This is the sound of my keyboard. But if I change a little bit of phase of one oscillator, I have a sound, okay, and the sounds change every time I move the phase. This is no more a sawtooth. Okay, let's we can use wave candy. So the note is C, and you can see. Okay, this is a sawtooth, but these two sawtooth, if I change a phase of one of them, even in this way, okay, or for example, I put this, re-import these two shapes, and in one of them, I'm going to change the frequencies phase. So in this way. So in this case, the two shapes are inverted in phase one to another. And I obtain different kind of sound. If I align in phase these two shapes, so I have no more one that is positive and one that is negative, but all two shapes are positive. Okay, I'm not touching the volume of every frequencies. Okay, I just touch the phase. So original sound, two identical shapes make the same shape, but more louder. So we have a sawtooth, but if I change phase, I can make something like this. Okay, this is very, very different. You can clearly hear. So this is the similar thing that happens when you are EQing and you are not in linear phase EQ. So in order to preserve the phase of the sound, we are going to use a linear phase EQ and make an example with this kick. So I have this kick sound, maybe another, this one, okay. And that's EQ, linear phase EQ, because linear phase EQ preserve the phase. Fab Filter Pro Q3 shows a linear phase mode and makes some adjustment. What is this? Okay, this is called a pre-rig effect, and this is a serious problem about EQing in linear phase mode. You can hear this whoosh, whoosh, the sound that anticipates the original sound in order to preserve the phase. This is what happens. And in particular, when you are choosing a too high slope. So for example, you can make a low cut, and with this slope, you can hear this whoosh sound. And another problem about EQing linear phase mode is the latency. The latency in this case is 116.1 milliseconds, and it's very, very high. You can't play live your track with this type of latency. You basically can't. And so when you use a linear phase EQ, I suggest you to use a linear phase EQ only when you are layering sounds and you notice that you obtain better result with a linear phase EQ. Because in certain conditions there are two sawtooth, there are inverted in phase, and the two sounds cancel each other out. So this is a problem. For example, I have these two sawtooth, and one of them is inverted in phase. This is I have no sound. This is the sound of my keyboard, okay? But here there is another very important thing. Even if you are in a layer, so the layer is composed from sound A, sound B, sound C. Even if you are processing a layer, you don't have to use linear phase EQ for all sounds as a rule. The only rule is follow your ears. So maybe for sound A you use a linear phase EQ. On sound B you use a normal EQ because it sounds better. And because if you think, okay, I have a sound composed from sound A, sound B, sound C, so I have to test different combinations. Some sounds with linear phase EQ and other sounds with no linear phase EQ. But you are going basically crazy. Okay, so I suggest you, first of all, try to obtain the bass with a normal EQ. Also because a linear phase EQ use too much latency, okay, and you can't play live. And for drum sounds, okay, I suggest you, for example, if you want to treat your snare, and then once you have treated that snare and split, and some you treat with linear phase EQ and some with no linear phase EQ, okay, you make final sounds, final snare sounds, and then export it in order to don't have too much latency on your track. But with synths, it's not sense. You can't export it and then you can play it because are exported. Another thing about linear phase EQ is the multi-band compressor. So multi-band compressor is a different kind of thing for me. For example, I use linear phase mode with Maximus because when you are compressing sound, put that band together. For me, personally, I noticed that I obtain better result with linear phase EQ in a multi-band compression process. So in the previous video we have seen our sawtooth, and now this sawtooth changes when I put a non-linear phase filters of the multiband compressor. The shape is this. So it sounds like a sawtooth, but the shape, the phase are shifted. With linear phase EQ, I obtain the real sawtooth. And think when you another important thing when you are multiband compressor, when you are splitting bands, okay, you obtain very different result. For example, I use this loop, drum loop, and when you are listening just the bass band, okay, I have this sound. When I chose, this is linear phase EQ. When I chose non-linear phase mode, the sounds is very different, and also the gain is different. In normal mode, the gain, the sound reach this level. With linear phase filters, is more quiet. The sound reach this level. Okay, so if you're, for example, if you make some curve and you set this point, when you switch to linear phase mode, the sound is more quiet, so the sound is not being compressed, and this is very important. The compressing in linear phase and non-linear phase mode are two different words, because you have a different input gain, and this depends the way the band is split. If the band is split in a normal mode or a linear phase mode. Another thing you can notice is this. In normal mode, for example, when you move, when you decrease the low frequency split, you obtain this sound. Okay, with linear phase EQ, you have also higher frequencies, basically because the sounds can't be splitted. In normal mode, you can split more, but you change the phase. Let's listen to the mid band now. So normal mode, and linear phase. Again, normal mode. Normal mode seems to be more open. Linear phase seems to be more closed, more precise cut. And for me, personally, I obtain a better result with linear phase filters in a multi-band compression process. So this is my video about linear phase EQ. Let me know what you think, leave me a comment below, share this video if you find helpful to you, subscribe to my channel, and if you want, in order to support me and support my channel, you can make some donations. You can find the link of my PayPal in the description of this video. And for today, that's all. I wish you a beautiful day and we'll see you soon. Bye!